Hello everyone, and this is the making of Sunny Side Up, my micro short film. First I started off with all of these rough jotted notes. They're not very comprehensible, they're not really supposed to be, it was just like my ideas I was putting down. And I developed these into a screenplay. Now usually I would make storyboards, but I decided for this project it didn't really make sense for me to make a full storyboard for this. Here's a little preview. I will attach a link to it in the Excel spreadsheet so you can actually fully read it if you want. You can see here that there's a lot of things that I ended up not including in the final, like the narrator slash voiceover kind of character says like he likes his eggs sunny side up, which I ended up not including because it just didn't really seem, there's some things that I was just like, it didn't really make sense to be in it. And there's extra kind of things. There's also like Don shows off his new tie. I had this whole thing where Don, the husband, was wearing a tie, but I was like, it's not really, I didn't want to attract too much attention to the neck. That was like my original idea, was to attract attention to the neck, but then I decided that I didn't want to attract too much attention to it at first and kind of like build up to it later, or like it might be like covering it, so I decided not to. Okay, now moving on to my inspiration. I was initially inspired by Nadia Lee Cohen, who's an amazing artist, photographer, and filmmaker. She is one of my current favorite art directors, and she works like alongside a lot of musicians and helps them with music videos. Recently, she even did like a thing with Lana Del Rey, and it was actually really interesting, like the cinematography and stuff in it. But I'm really intrigued by her, like just like the way that she composes a lot of her shots, and just kind of she has this 1960s kind of influence in a lot of her work. That's kind of what got me into this like more 1960s look. This isn't very typical, like I guess I don't have it typical yet because I haven't made a lot of films, but I really wanted to experiment and try this kind of style out. Okay, next, one of my biggest influences on this project is retro tutorials. There's a bunch of them you can find on YouTube, but I had these recommended to me and I found them really interesting. But the thing is with all of them is they're clearly fake. Like the acting feels so fake in it, and there's like this kind of creepy almost smile. I was like wondering like what happens if they were to like crack almost. I wanted there to be more of a reason and a motivation for that character to crack, so it ended up being an affair. My actress Serena in it actually compared it to Lamb to the Slaughter, which I haven't read since grade 9. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this properly. Commedia all'italiana genre, and it's like those like spicy social issues, like that's like marriage and divorce and affairs. The music that I ended up including in the film is from this genre, and it's called Limo Dice Ciao, and there's a bunch of variations to it. I ended up going with the bossa nova version because it felt like it kind of it went with the tone of what I was kind of going for. Bossa nova is more of a Brazilian music, so I guess there's a bit of transnationalism there with the music itself. Thank you for watching, and I really appreciate all of the support I got for the film, and I really liked all the films. I really like the cat one the most, but yes, thank you. I just want to quickly go over some.